Okay, so Australia start the day 9 for 123 in the first innings. They end up winning the game by 8 wickets. I am so confused about what's happened. Ben Stokes in the presser said that he was a bit shell-shocked. If you watch that in the stadium, if you watch that from your couch, if you watch that on a train somewhere, if you're listening to it in the car going somewhere else, you would just be shell-shocked because it is, it's just one of the most extraordinary days of cricket I've ever seen. And I'm not sure I say that positively, if I'm honest. Travis Head's innings is one of the best I've ever seen with my own eyes, as opposed to other people's eyes, which is a problem I had a while ago. I don't even know where to begin to process what's just happened, and we're going to try. I'm inclined, I suppose, to be ugly, nasty, thuggish Australian and be patriotic and say, 5-0, fuck off, etc. Except I don't think I just even watched the game of cricket. And I quite clearly am struggling for words. And let's hope that this record fucks up as well and we just do it later. So then maybe more time will pass and I'll figure it out. But here we are outside Perth Stadium, Pezza, and I am at a loss.
I'll do it. I'll do it if you want. I wasn't your father yesterday because Travis Head is your father. He's my father. He has been India's father for a long time. And most importantly, today he's England's father. A sire to the nation of England and its surrounds. And there are several surrounds. Australia, your team have roared back off the canvas to take a 1-0 series lead in the Ashes. And it's a lead that I saw coming.
Yeah, deserved.
It's a lead that I certainly saw coming. England, your team has completely crashed out, hoist on its own petard after having the perfect storm of circumstances to take a 1-0 lead in the Ashes. You and your team of and leadership of highly polar people have had a big crash today. A really big crash. And I think that's partly why we're all a little bit fucking flummoxed. That was worse than the fucking world-class West Indies shit we saw yesterday. Travis Head's innings is one of the greatest innings in Australian cricket history. It's one of the greatest innings in world cricket history. It's an innings where all of us will remember where we were when it was going down. When people read the scorecard of this game, they're just going to see that Australia won by 8 wickets inside 2 days.
And Kratz was man of the match.
Kratz took 10. Heady fucking cocked 100. And he did it playing flat bat tennis shots. And I'm happy to leave it at that, frankly. But we all know, as Higgins is alluding to, that's not really what happened. And it's going to take quite a while to figure out what happened in this game. I don't know if it was good, but I know that anybody who woke up this morning doing anything other than biting your arm off for Australia, having a 350 chase, who instead said, you know what? Heady will get this done. Yeah. Heady, England's ahead by 99 with 9 wickets in the hutch. Heady will have this done before stumps.
Yeah. By 3:50, we meant close of play at 3:50 p.m.
Yeah, and another question I have to England, is Travis Head in your combined 11 now? I'm asking. I want to know. Now, look, I'm just picking up. Yeah, I'm just picking up what I'm giving people what they want. I do feel the same as he goes. So I'm like, I don't know what Test cricket is, and I don't know if this is what the nation wants. Test cricket is where you go to the liquor store. And you get some drinks and you sit on the couch after your hard week and you put your feet up and you let it wash over you and you get into the contest.
Right.
You know, this is like, people didn't have a chance to do this.
Yeah.
Like it was, I just keep thinking about attention deficit disorder.
Have you seen like professional arm wrestling where it's quite impressive? Now, this is the opposite. This is like, This is like blokes like slapping each other in the face. Have you seen that? Have you seen those contests?
Yeah, that's really unsettling.
It's really it's worse than Run at Me challenge.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere in between.
Especially when I start leading with the palm into the jaw as well. It's like, no, that's not fair. It's not a slap.
It might be the one where like you put water in your mouth and you slap each other with like some naan bread.
Yeah, that's right. I know that one. Yeah, or
it's
a
more
fish.
that kind of gear. So the capitulation will need to be studied, but at the same time, when the Epstein files have been released, it triggers a 10-day clause where you figure things out.
Yeah.
And this may take a little bit longer, if I'm honest.
Yep.
Mitchell Stark, obviously, of course, man of the match, deservedly so. He was the performer of the match. He was the one that separated the two sides, I thought. So there's that.
Poor old Kratz had his moment at the sun. He's like, let's talk about Mattingly.
Mate, he took 7 for 58, and they thought they were bowling with a hockey puck.
Yeah.
They were complaining about the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Easy.
Just
Thanks.
shit.
We're just working here, brother.
Yeah.
We're just working.
I know what you should do.
Yeah.
I thought you'd want some intelligent advice.
Nah,
We're all good, mate. Thank you, mate.
Thank you,
Cheers.
brother.
So,
I'm working here. That's been Smith since coming back from New York.
So when I think about like what this actually means, like the last sort of 45 minutes of that was quite humiliating, I suppose, in that England were winning this game, and coming into the day, it's like if England don't win this game, they may never win a test in Australia again, and that's just absurd, of course. But like, what it means for England's moving forward, given that Australia's side can get better, and England's side, I mean, they're allowed to play better, of course, but they all the chat was they have to win this game, opportunities, etc. Australia's played the game with near enough 10 men, I suppose, given Aussie's, Jimmy Jack, but I don't know if you need to like draw a line under everything, because I feel like this game almost doesn't even count. It's so wild,
Yeah.
Australia, like in the same way that we were talking about with the India-South Africa test match. Oh yeah, gonna get in trouble now because I've invoked that. India like lose test matches at home when they out shit tip, like the shit tip goes too far, and I feel like that was going to happen to Australia here as it did with Australia in here last year against Boomer and Co. So, like you almost draw a line to this game because it's so wild, it's so ridiculous, it's barely cricket, it's certainly not Test cricket, or in a way that we understand. That it's like I find it difficult to sort of like see what this means.
Yeah, a lot of
For the
people are
series,
saying,
I mean.
is this so deflating and demoralising for England and its people who've come here to watch that it's going to strike a real blow for them for the rest of the series? And things happened in such extremes today that I wonder if that could even be the case, but England and their style of cricket drags you into this. This is what they force. This is what they want. And this is what they got.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it coming. Let's have it fucking right at the close of England's second innings.
Yeah.
Where they just let Australia back in, as is their want. Most people off mic in the press box were saying things to the effect of, firstly, this will be over by tonight because England's got 40 too many, to which somebody would reply, 40's generous. Because it was just based on the evidence and what you've seen with your own eyes when it comes to Australia, when it comes to facing this England bowling attack. And then instead England come up and they are bowling, I mean, it's a fourth innings chase that's happening at the end of day 2. But, they're down on pace, it's flat. And after a couple of overs, Stokes decides to deploy a bumper theory with 1,000 blokes on the leg side, and it's like, to me, it just I find his stubbornness like really unnerving, in the sense that like it's almost as though when somebody is doing something extreme, as Travis Head was, it's like Stokes has to prove to everybody that he will do the most extreme thing. Like the stubbornness that he showed in maintaining those tactics while Head was flat batting them everywhere, essentially subjected his team and everybody else to a humiliation. Like that was an utter humiliation by the end. And the air went out of England's tyres very, very quickly when that tactic wasn't working. He claims after the day's play or after the game that he tried 3 or 4 plans. I'm sure that maybe there were sub-plans within them. But basically it was, let's just try and bump this coat and he'll make a mistake. Now, what he didn't count on was that Travis Head was batting in a cheat code. There were shots being played that looked very ropey around, like, sort of stuff you'd see on Christmas Day after a couple of plonks. But everything just landed, and then he just started smoking them. Weatherall's in the game now. Weatherall's
Yeah.
getting a wet baggy green.
Yeah,
He's put on 75 with head.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what that means. But he's got beer all over the baggy green. Doggett ends with 5. We haven't got to Boland yet and how he actually prized the game open.
Yep.
But it was just like for all the reasons, I'm just trying to outline the things you were saying earlier. It was just an extraordinary rhythm to the match. Everybody just felt completely discombobulated. And again, just to wake up in the morning and go like, Australia have this sewn up by 8 wickets and Travis Head's going to fucking smash a ton. At way better than a run of ball is it's just an extraordinary thing to try and wrap your head around.
We've been very fortunate enough to watch this style of cricket both here and abroad, and Stuart Broad,
Broadsheet.
And so I think we're in a better position than maybe some other people to comment on it. But and I don't want to you've just seen one extreme Test match which is based off like what has been a shit tip. I think it has been.
It didn't have the chance to. It didn't have 5 days.
Yeah, but it's like actually got better as match
Yeah.
went on. Yeah, it was so bad it couldn't even get that far. We've been saying for a while that you have to respect that England have like brought a brand of cricket which they think is going to be competitive in Australia. I mean, you have to respect that because of what's happened in the last few years, right? In last few tours when they come out here, and their relationship to the sport, that being cricket, of course, is very different to what Australia's relationship is. They're talking about like bringing new fans to the game, saving Test cricket inverted commas means getting more people through the gates, getting in on TV, getting people excited about the sport, and cricket is not in the same position as what cricket is in the UK. And so like people talking about like the great entertainment over 2 days, I'm genuinely still trying to figure out if I've actually just enjoyed what's just happened. Of course, my team that I like has won. That's good. I've seen the crazy innings, but like so much of me is like, mate, come out here and play like that is fucking shithouse. You know what I mean? Now, I'm getting a bit aggressive with that unnecessarily, but like,
go for it, mate. Just go off, King.
I don't rate it.
Yeah.
Maybe get into like the collapse later. So maybe a bit off to just talk about Travis Head, who opens the batting, puts his hand up to open the batting. They were talking about Nathan Lyon, apparently. It was either Gary, who's got a sore hip.
This is where we're at, mate. Like, is it at the time, like Uzi goes off again, it's like, oh, fuck, here we go, GTA styles.
Yeah.
And like Vaughnie on Fox is like, maybe Brendan Doggett should open the batting. Like, everyone's head's gone. But like, there probably were looser suggestions
Doggy?
than that.
Is it
You
Doggy?
know what I mean? And then they say afterwards that Nathan Lyon was one of the people they tossed around. They really did miss a trick, Travis said, and Steve Smith, to say that, in fact, the person responsible for opening with Heady was George Bailey. You know what I mean?
That would have really set the boys
That would
off.
have really set him up. Go, GB said actually, Heady should open the batting.
Yeah.
It really is one of the greatest innings in modern, if not, the totality of Australian cricket. He's broken records. Other people will tell you, in what order it's the fastest thing that happened. It was just this is a guy that he looked out of touch, for a long time, Heady, and then he's just found his touch.
I guess we can stop doing the score. How many scores he's got recently?
Yeah.
I guess we can stop doing that.
Exactly. And I got to say, like, I had forgotten what an opening partnership looked like.
Yeah.
I got to say, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck is this that I'm watching? And they put on, they put on 75, and we were watching England going, they don't know what to do, KP style. And then Weatherall got out now, he's 23. But they put on 75,
Exactly.
and I wouldn't say it quite broke the back,
Mate.
but then Marnus came out and was just flat batting them at better a run of ball as well.
Yeah.
So this is like, I don't know, like I was resisting the idea that people saying Australia's got to fight fire with fire and throw Bazball back in their face. And when Australia was like none for 3 off 3 overs with Head and Weatherall, I'm like, don't let them squeeze them again. And now like Head and Weatherall push the energy back to England, and they didn't know what to do, and it's kind of, it does really beg the question of like, do the selectors have an absolute obligation and responsibility now to maintain this opening partnership? I'm wary of knee-jerk reflex reactions straight after the fact. But if we are in the business of winning Ashes games of cricket, and I believe we are,
I think so.
and if we're in the business of if you can, simultaneously evolving the side, looking at Usman's performances with a pink ball test at night in Brisbane coming up, that's a watch. That's a watch when they've put on 75 there.
Big old Rolex, that one. So you mentioned before about like forgetting what an opening stand looks like. I did notice that after 7 overs, Australia were none for 28, and Fox put a highlights package together. And I was like, fair fuck.
Here we go, mate.
It's probably one of the biggest partnerships of the game, to be fair. So I did enjoy that. There was moments where
Mate,
Travis...
what was the last time Australia just like scored runs for fun anywhere other than like Sri Lanka.
And looked to score.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was standing there. Shout out Palestine Pierce. I got to watch a fair amount of this with Palestine, and he'll appreciate being called that. In where he was. And it was a nice view. It was good to be in the crowd to hear people going off, and I also heard from I'd say an extremely senior source within Cricket Australia that they stand to lose $5 million because this game's over.
Yeah, wouldn't say it's all good news.
Yeah, I'd say it was quite a senior source
on the fiscal front.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And that Mark Nicholas played grade cricket in Newcastle in 1979, and I was like, well, there's some yarns in that. That's when men were men. Now I digress. But when Head was
anyway, so enough for 28. Right?
Yeah, enough for 28. But when Head was and Weatherall were doing their thing and they were putting pressure back on and airs out of England's tyres, I was like, I haven't seen this at home for a long time, and I don't trust what I'm seeing. And yet the runs continued to pile on, and it was fucking ecstasy. Really.
Yeah.
Let's have it right. It was fucking ecstasy. I was in heaven. Use any kind of sexual entendre that you want. Apply it to me. Apply it to everybody.
Now, the ball was 10 overs old when they went to the short ball tactic. No slips in sight. Head flicked Wood for 6 at fine leg. Then he guides him past point for 4. The next ball, he was 49 off 35 at that point. The force spell the next over, Weatherall then pulls Cast through force. Then Weatherall was getting in on the act as well. It happened so quickly. It was inverted commas, Bazball was happening to the Bazballers, I suppose, in a lame metaphor way. It got to a point when
Trav ball.
Oh yeah, nice.
And you can use that.
It got to a point where Travis Head got to certainly when he got to 100, he actually couldn't get out. I mean, he obviously did get out, but he was doing Harlem Globetrotters. Let's see what I can get away with today.
Yeah.
He was scrunting balls which were landing like just in between fielders. He was mistiming balls. He was Q-ending them.
It was NBA Jam 1993, 2-on-2, and your player's on fire. That's it. You just shoot from anywhere. It's just going in. Simple as that.
He got the star on Mario Kart. There we go.
Exactly.
Joffre came back in the 19th over. His first ball was 129 k's an hour. The game the game was over. Like the game petered out a little bit, except like Travis Head goes to his 10th 100 off 69 balls.
Well, I think before that, mate, I think they were on about 80 odd, and Ben Stokes brought himself on, and Australia was 2 down at this point, and Stokes is the guy who has, there is evidence that he makes things happen. As much as people say it, it's because it does happen. And when Head strummed him, I think it was after drinks, for 3 boundaries in a row, it was kind of like, well, if Stokes ain't doing this, then this is fucking done.
That's
and
right,
then, mate, how, there is no better player to watch in full flight, possibly even historically, massive call, and now we're talking in terms of art and subjectivity, than Travis Head, mate. Back foot driving guys over point for 6. Yeah. Fucking intravenously hook that.
Yeah.
To me.
It's so unorthodox as well, which makes it so ridiculous. It makes it so exciting. I mean,
it's the flourish. It's the flourish. It's the twirly whirly fox thing.
Yeah, guys. If he was like, if my team was bowling against that, I'd be like, fuck's sake. Yeah. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck is this? NordVPN.com/TGC.
Oh, fuck. Talk about just talk about some encrypted fucking watching. Seriously.
Yeah. If you want to clean internet history, well, let me tell you, Travis Head highlights. NordVPN.com/TGC. If you're traveling and want to watch the cricket, you need a VPN to access the streaming service that you have in your country. They've also doubled down on keeping you safe with their new threat protection feature. That's right, threat protection feature. Yeah. Easy for me to say. Say goodbye to intrusive website ads and malware.
Say goodbye. Farewell party.
Even if you download an infected file, we're not going to investigate that or why you're doing that. Threat protection kicks in and deletes it before it makes a mess of your computer. It makes a mess of your computer before you do watching Travis Head highlights.
They know what they're doing at NordVPN.
Oh, they certainly do.
We'll make a mess of your computer and we'll clean up yours too. You naughty, perverted little fuck.
And don't forget, there is... Oh, hello, you naughty little fuck.
You naughty little fuck. That was Travis Head today.
Nord happy with this, by the way. And don't forget, there is a no risk to you with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Give it a try. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, they'll issue a refund. Check it out today, nordvpn.com/TGC to get the subscription Today.
That's good. I'm a big fan of the giving people an out. You know what I mean? Like any text message, like an if not, no dramas.
Yeah.
That's because I'd like to avoid rejection for matters that come to do with attachment theory. But
At lunch today, Pezza. At lunch today, England were 159. They led by 99. After that, they did the exact thing. We did record 2 shows
we're
yesterday.
doing Anatomy of
Collapse, yeah.
Anatomy
So
collapse.
I do, once again, for those, I think we have to say goodbye to English fans. We had them for
They
yesterday.
let us know last night that they
It was a good
enjoyed the
show. Really enjoyed the show.
very-
Yeah.
They said, can you fuck up the audio every time?
Yeah. I enjoyed that sweet hit of MDMA. So that was nice. But farewell. We'll never see you again until the next bad thing happens for Australia. And fair fucks to you. But we said this on one of the shows. Maybe it went out. Maybe it didn't. That the one thing you could say in hope that obviously kills you and the high cholesterol is that this England side does find a way to let you back in.
Yeah.
Like they are simultaneously a momentum side, and they also play so recklessly and with complete gay abandon and without responsibility that they let you back in, and they lose 5 for
23.
5 for 36 in 11 overs, 5 for 23 in the collapse. That's right. Yeah. 3 wickets in 6 balls at one point. Usman dropped Jamie Smith in between that. That would have been a 4th wicket in 9 balls, though it wasn't. So it wasn't.
And we're getting greedy by then as well. It's like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
3 and 6.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, it could have been 4 and 9.
Yeah,
though.
that's right. Carson Atkinson put on a field like, fucking hell, I'm angry again. You know what I mean? They've let this slip.
Yeah, they've let it slip.
I mean, I could not conceive this morning of Australia getting themselves back into this game.
And it was. You have to say, mate, it's loose. You know, it's.
Yeah.
And maybe it's fine lines because, that's fucking awesome.
Jesus, someone's about to fucking smash me.
That is fucking awesome. They're having a good time.
That's how they're celebrating.
Yeah.
Go on, love. On the 2-wheeler, let's go.
Yeah. The bags are icy here, apparently.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's true. We're talking about wet baggy green. Those fucking baggies.
Travis said with that
White
haircut,
buddy.
he'll sort you out. He'll sort you. He certainly knows a contact. Anyway, you know, it's somewhere between like you have to be proactive and you have to look to score and put pressure back on the bowlers. And when it doesn't come off and it just looks so like wishy washy and weak, you know, and that's what it was today. But Boland, he got back. He got in the game. He finished with 4 for.
And
He's in the series.
He bowled well.
He
He
bowled
bowled well
really
before his wickets as well. I think and you have to imagine this. We have the privilege of speaking in real life to Alex Malcolm here in his hometown of Perth, and he was saying, and I'm just saying what he said. He's just like he's bowled well, Beryl. Actually, you probably do the voice better than me, but certainly, no, he's bowled. He's just like I think Ollie Pope's played and missed 14 times before he got him out. It's a double-edged sword of Bazball. You know what I mean? Like they you know, they play shots that aren't there to be played, and sometimes it's good, particularly on featherbeds. Other times it falls over. Today it fell over, and it's a fucking big old shout out to Barrel, who endured a lot of question marks yesterday. You know, was his style of bowling fit for purpose for a team that's going to try and walk at him and line him up and knock him off his lines and lengths, and he breaks the game open. So he's, as you said, he's into the series. Doggett gets 5 for the match as well. Kratz gets involved. Kratz's catch, obviously, Zach Crawley. If that's not out, you know, because a part of the ball touched the ground, and I'm not convinced that it didn't. If you wanted to freeze frame somewhere, that would have been really disappointing too. Before a nonce tells me that you actually just keep it off the ground, blah blah blah.
Well, I saw that Stark said that might have been a bit of payback for Lords, referring to the catch he took off. Maybe was it Duckett or was it Brook? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs to say that, but he's taking 10, so he
Yeah,
can do what he fucking wants.
yeah, and he's got the middle around his neck.
Yeah.
and Hetty's trying to find a contact somewhere while he's got the middle around his neck. So you know, fair fucks to him. Doggett 5 wickets to the match, all with sniffs.
Yeah.
And he's probably never done that before. Speaking of contacts.
Mate, you're taking that as well, you know, like stat doggy 5 for the match and a wet baggy green as well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And somehow now there's this enormous pressure. Like Stokes is out by Stark twice in the match. I think it's now 10 times or whatever.
He's not getting out to the right kind of person.
Yeah,
he's not spreading out his
there's a
dismissals.
pattern.
Root
loses 2 chances. I mean, how the fuck he scored 100 on that? But
well,
you know,
it's just we were shown today.
We're still trying to find meaning of all of this. Like maybe none of it counts, and they just start again in a month's time, whenever the second test is, and it's all, and we're all good to go. But England have, who's won the game? I mean,
that's where you're at. It's 20 minutes into the show. Who's won the game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
India?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, RCB.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if England have lost the game. I mean, they were such a strong position.
Of course they have. They've
that-
Bazballed themselves
Mate,
out of
if they bat a time, they get the best of the conditions. Later today and tomorrow, best to bat on is what we saw last year. It was a weak batting display. They've lost 9 for 100 in a session.
Yep.
And Travis Head has just played one of the all-time great knocks. So, yeah, England have fucked it.
They fucked it. They fucked it. They were as bad today as they were good yesterday. This is what they do. It is credit to Australia, who many of us, including me, predicted would be deeply demoralised by what happened yesterday. We were readying ourselves for pain. And instead, they brought that fire. They brought that smoke. It was the bowlers got carted around a little bit yesterday. Like, it didn't get it quite right in barrel. Came back. And then the batters, who have just not filled anybody with any confidence for a very long time, step the fuck up, and that shows a resilience, sitting at the heart of the side. They're still this team. They still are awaiting the anointment, the anointing of greatness from people. Now they have a victory here at home to be remembered by.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is a 2025 version of Adelaide, 2006. It is, if you look at it on paper, it is an incredible comeback. It is an incredible turnaround. It would be too facile to simply put it down to England gifting it to Australia, who simply accepted it with open arms. I mean, Australia were hugely rattled and shell shocked by what England brought yesterday.
Absolutely.
We were questioning the relentlessness capability of England ahead of this series. And they brought that with the ball, and it was essentially defined by relentlessness. And we thought, fuck me.
Yeah.
The Bazball prophecy is coming to pass, my lord. And instead, we were right the first time. It is.
Most important thing is we were right.
Yeah,
if you say enough things.
Well, I mean, if you say enough things, clocks are broken clock twice a day. But like, that is the really difficult polarity of Bazball, is that like they can work themselves into amazing positions and just as easily work themselves out of it, like a child who hasn't taken his medication.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that's going to happen forever. Some of them are going to go on with it, but I suppose one thing we learn, even though there is a certain meaninglessness to this particular game, is that they have this in them. And that you probably shouldn't ever count yourself out of the contest.
Yep.
It's exactly what Australia did. They stayed calm. And now a couple of our bats have made some runs. And, there's a couple of question marks over what we do next. Can we get slug in? I mean, you can ride the English bounce if you're 2 meters tall and your nickname's after your cock.
I got to say, Mitch Marsh is now in the mix. So I'm into that, and we haven't spoken about it. I think right now, maybe a bit emotional from it still. Maybe more time needs to pass. But right now, I think that, talking about hard calls, I think there's a tap on the shoulder here for Uzi, who I think I said yesterday, just an enormous contributor to Australian cricket. But this series isn't going to be normal cricket. It's going to be obscene, absurd, ridiculous. Almost undefinable in some ways. It's not going to be like soak up time, and I think it's probably going to be more similar to that. And I don't think. I feel like Uzi's utility with the Australian national side may have expired. Again, might be too soon to say that. Maybe that's harsh, and more time needs to pass. But it's sort of, I think if Australia wins a series. No, I think I said what I wanted to say. Yeah, thank you, Uzi.
Oh,
for your
service. It is connected to Usman's position. I think there's a very valid question about whether Travis Head's flexibility and utility, which has already been mooted as something that means he can bat around the order at different places, he does it in one-day cricket or whatever, is best suited to the top of the order for these Ashes in these situations.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen what you can do to the English attack if you do get on top of it briefly, which they didn't manage to do in the first innings. Now, unfortunately, Usman's style of batting doesn't quite permit that, in this context, particularly with someone at the other end that finds it, is trying to find their way in Jack Weatherald. I just don't know how you look at, what happens today is not what's going to happen for the rest of the series. But Australia have been looking for an opening partnership of 75 for quite some time, and they get it today. It allows Marnus to bat 3, and they do have a guy that has produced for Australia in Bo Webster there as well.
Yeah.
So, it's GB's been great. Tugger called for the asked for the tough calls.
Yeah.
Geez, there's one there because I feel like in both innings we saw two separate approaches,
Yeah.
and one is looking a little bit better than the other.
And here's why I think that that view that I've just hypothesized is it may be fragile, because Travis Head could nick off today, and it's like, well, he's just been wasted opening when he's won games for Australia. He was man of the match of the Gabba Test match 4 years ago by strumming 140, batting at 5, and he's done it many times for Australia. They try and get to 25, 30 overs. He comes in, whacks him around. He does it there. So many ways to skin a cat. There's not just one way to skin a cat. If people think there's actually more ways to do it.
People walking around just go, there's only one way to skin it. You get the sandpaper.
No, it's not. It's heaps more.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
I might ask Hetty. Hetty might just be like, no, I'd like to continue batting 5. And
Yeah.
he is the father of the globe at the moment. So
do you want to face Jofra bowling 150 with a pink ball at sort of 8:30 at night? Thank you.
Hetty's actually completely snookered himself in his career.
Yeah, silly,
idiot.
naive.
Absolutely idiot. Should we move to
yes,
TDC?
we should.
I just got one that actually got emailed in. This is from Jason.
Okay.
He says, Bazball is winning the toss and batting first, then getting bowled out twice in 30 overs. Bazball is having one good session and thinking you've won a series. Bazball is whinging about DRS when your player walks after edging it. Bazball is turning up with 5 bowlers out of 7 who average higher than Andy Caddick. Bazball is getting beaten by a team missing its 2 best bowlers and full of retirees. Travis is your father, and I'm not going to read the next bit.
Okay.
And is 5-0 fuck off back on? I'd say no.
No, I don't think so.
On the strength of Australia's the up and down nature of Australia's performances. But let's move to Patreon. I've got to say, and should have said this off the top. TGC Raw and Patreon is absolutely popping off in an unprecedented way.
Yeah.
If you want to get yourself around some unhinged chat as the game goes on, patreon.com/grade cricketer. We are sitting at record numbers. People want this.
And you're getting TGC Raw every single Friday.
Every single Friday.
It's an hour of extra content, and we'll be doing the podcast on Monday this week, I suppose. We're flying back to Perth first thing. I'll fly back to Melbourne first thing tomorrow morning.
Yep.
So there's that. If you want more TGC, if you want more Ashes, if you want more of this stuff, patreon.com/grade cricketer.
Little selection here. Malcolm the Red-Nosed Penguin says, off their dicks. Bend it like Ben Cousins says, bold of head to retire Uzi like that. Carlos says, but do we win hard enough? Always an important question. Someone's just written, fuck me. How long does it take for my cum to replenish after orgasm for 2 hours straight?
Guess we'll find out.
Legside Hotpot says, how do I talk to a woman? An eternal question.
I'll let you know when I know.
Muzz says, should we thank England for inspiring Australia to play such attacking cricket and also for being so fucking shit? Of course, ongoing thank yous to England.
Yes.
Tuggy Speedman says, turned out the series is longer than one day. Can you cunts call my boss and say I'm sick Monday? I've got nothing else to do now. Bill Morrow says, but do we do it too easily? Hard's a third man says, never in doubt apart from when I did doubt it a lot for 2 whole days. Senor Spielbergo says, England's spine where is? Canadian club Big Break says, Usman's back man of the match. Yeah, Vince McManus says, head goes proper Millwall on England. Anyway,
there's a few thoughts there.
Yeah, and it goes on and on. But I mean, I guess the scoreboard at the end of the day reads, first test of the Ashes here in Australia away for England is that Australia wins by 8 wickets inside 2 days, and I saw that coming.
Yeah. We've spoken for about 45 minutes. I don't know how. I don't know when. I certainly don't know why. But I guess we'll try and figure it out when next we speak. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys real soon.